The bride belongs to the bridegroom. The friend who attends the bridegroom waits and listens for him, and is full of joy when he hears the bridegroom's voice. That joy is mine, and it is now complete. He must become greater. I must become less. Now I'm going to say some things here that maybe sound right to you, or maybe not, but please let me know in the comment section what you think about this. John is describing Jesus' relationship to the people of the world who will be saved through him. Jesus stands as the bridegroom who is going to be joined to the bride, this perfected and saved and renewed human race, which will be brought about by the work of God through his Son Jesus Christ. Now John knows that this is happening, and he knows that his role was to announce it, to celebrate it, and then to step aside and let it happen. John plays a very important role in what Jesus came to do. But John's role was to turn people towards Jesus. And he himself was not present for the accomplishment of what Jesus came for. He was not present for Jesus' resurrection or the spreading of that full and complete gospel of Jesus' life. So that burden on John is very great, and he's a special kind of person who is able to carry out that role. And he did it with respect and with love, but it wasn't necessarily easy for him. We know what happened to John after he stepped aside, after Jesus took over in that ministry that John had started. John suffers, he even seems to doubt, and ultimately he is killed for his role in preaching the kingdom of God. But God's greatest people, his servants, they have to go through these things sometimes for the glory of God and for the benefit of others. John went through all this so that others could be saved, so that others could come to Jesus, find redemption, find forgiveness, and enter into the kingdom of God. Human nature is to hold on, to try to preserve one's own role. Human nature would have been for John to try to keep on being the prophet that all of Israel came to. John could have gone on preaching the kingdom of God in a way that also brought attention to himself, but he knew when the time was to step aside and let something else happen, and his job from that point on was to direct others to the bridegroom, as he calls him, and to celebrate him and celebrate that union with the bride that was coming about. But in doing so, in being willing to step aside and to suffer for Jesus' sake, John's legacy was preserved. Like Jesus says, whoever loses his life for his sake, the same will find it. And that applies even to the way that John is remembered. He is remembered as the one who prepared the way for the coming of Jesus. And all of the Gospels tell his story in the run-up to telling Jesus' own story. So that's my take on what's happening here, what John is expressing here. Please be sure to let me know what you think in the comment below, and I look forward to talking to you again. Bye for now.